Hey, it's the Empire, Geoboxing Empire, Boxer Boxing. Now, man, cool boy Steph and my boy Brandon Figueroa fought, man, and that was a wild fight, man. I didn't know who was gonna win the fight, man. It was for unification, man. And the thing is, you know, Fulton won the fight by basically picking his shots in between Figueroa's aggressive attack. All of Figueroa's attack weren't power shots. They were just volume punching. He was throwing a lot of punches around, and Cool Boy Steph was catching him in between his shots. That being said, Cool Boy Steph was catching him in between his shots. He was pushing Figueroa back, and that was the ebbs and flows of the fight. Cool Boy Steph could box, and he was hitting him with clean shots, and then he was walking him down as well, pushing Figueroa back, therefore taking his power shots away. Now, this fight was a close fight, man. It was back and forth, and Figueroa can't fight, man. The guy was throwing a lot of shots, and he hurt Cool Boy Steph at least one time in the fight, for sure. Now, that being said, man, at the end of the day, man, boxing is all about clean, effective punching. And at the same time, Figueroa, he landed some real good body shots. Maybe he didn't get enough credit for his body shots, but I understand the guy is 5'8", it has a 72 reach advantage, right? Inch reach advantage. That being said, he should have landed and he should have did better on the outside. It was a lot of stumbling forward with Brandon Figueroa, and that's what ultimately got him a loss because he didn't really come to box. It was more bullying tactics than the boxing tactics. It was more like he was trying to overwhelm him and just throw more punches, and he was going to win the fight off that alone. And at the end of the day, Cool Boy Steph showed more diversity in his fighting game, right? He showed he can box on the outside. He showed him he could fight him on the inside. He was pushing Figueroa back. He was just doing more dynamic things in the fight that showed more tools in the toolbox than Figueroa, who was just pushing forward. He didn't really show any boxing ability. He didn't throw a jab. He didn't counter him on the outside. It was just body shots from Figueroa, which is good. It's great. But at the end of the day, boxing's more than just landing shots and walking a guy down who's smaller than you and bullying him. At the end of the day, when you have a smaller guy doing so much, you're going to have to give the guy some credit for that work. And Fulton did so many advanced things like catching him and countering him and boxing on the outside. Think about it, right? Fulton's a shorter fighter. How are you getting outboxed by a shorter guy? And when they're in the outside, it wasn't really close. Fulton was outboxing him pretty bad. It was really bad. Now, Figueroa did some good work, man. He had some wicked body shots, and like I said, he hurt Fulton at one point. But that being said, there was never a point where Figueroa was ever outboxing Fulton, the smaller, tiny fighter. And that was really what separated them at the end of the day. If Figueroa boxed one or two of those rounds, it could have changed the fight drastically. But unfortunately for him, he just had, a matador mentality where he's just going to come forward and push a smaller guy around. And he didn't really think of how the judges are going to see the fight where, when he was pushing forward and Fulton at one point was pushing him back at least for 4 or 5 rounds minimum. Fulton was actually pushing Figueroa back. I don't mean walking him back. I mean, they went to chest, and Fulton was actually physically pushing him back while hitting him with body shots. What that was doing was taking Figueroa's power away. So that being said, man, this is a really elite level fighting stuff, man. These guys in their 20s, really young fighters, two top American fighters fighting it out. And this is a big deal, man. This is definitely one for the books. Now, they fought in Brandon Figueroa's hometown, which was, close to it, Nevada. Understand that Brandon Figueroa is born in Texas. So, close enough, right? Now, that being said, man, Fulton's from Philadelphia, which is pretty far away. It's closer, Texas is closer to Vegas than Philly is. Philly's further away. So, Brandon Figueroa it was a bigger crowd for the kid. And it was just, it was a good fight, man. It was a good fight. Now that Fulton's unified, this is going to give him a lot more credibility and, a lot more eyes are going to be on him. So that being said, man, we're going to see how this whole thing plays out with Cool Boy Steph, man. He's going to enjoy his victory, reassess where he wants to move in his career because the guy, he looked great in the fight. You can only imagine those body shots from Brandon Figueroa, Fulton took him pretty well, man. So the guy isn't going to be going up and down or any weight anytime soon. The guy has incredible stamina, and he looks like he's going to dominate the division for a while. So with all that being said, man, Philly got another one, man. You know, much like the five all-time great fighters like Joe Frazier. There's a lot of top fighters I can keep naming from Philly, but Philly fighters are really dangerous guys, man. Really, really, really dangerous. That being said, man, we're gonna see how this whole thing plays out, man. Understand that Jerry in his boots, he rooted for the kid, right? And in his boots, he's from Philly as well. So Philly has a lot of a deep resume with top fighters, top dogs, and this is really big for sport boxing. I don't think Philadelphia gets enough credit for producing top fighters. So that all being said, man, we're gonna see where Cool Boy Steph career goes from here. But this is one for the culture, man. And Philly got another one. Let me know how you guys feel about it, though. Like, comment, subscribe. This is the Empire, Jew Boxing Empire. Peace.